Hello, beautiful people. I'm Chris Maddox, founder of the Wild Woman Project and Wild Woman Fest. And I speak to you today because we always meet like this at new moon time. And the new moon is upon us. It arrives on March 6th, 2019, and it will carry us all the way through April 4th. So here we have this moon cycle to live into. And right at the new moon is a great time to reset, retreat. It's a great time for intention setting for the cycle ahead and, of course, beyond. And here at the Wild Woman Project, we carry a collective theme each and every new moon cycle. And it's a point of concentration. So inspired by the astrological placement of this new moon being the new moon in Pisces, we are zooming in on a very specific area of our life for tending. And this area of our life for this moon cycle is about remembrance. And that is remembrance of what is sacred or what is divine. So really looking at the spiritual dimension of our lives. So our lives are made up of so much. We do so much, and there's so many places where we can put our energy and put our focus. And this particular moon cycle, we have an opportunity to give some energy, give some attention, give some focus to this remembrance of the spiritual dimension of our existence. So when we start to talk about spirituality, I want to be really clear that I am presenting you with no specific dogma, no specific way to be with that. In feminine spirituality or wild woman spirituality, there is a focus on to each her own, to each their own, that each and every one of us has within us the ability to connect directly to whatever that sacred place is. And in our own way, through our own bodies and our beings and our energy and our mind and our heart, that we don't need any particular book, text, set of rules in order to navigate our lives with an honoring of its spiritual dimension. So our spiritual dimension of our lives is right here and right now, in this moment, and it's in this breath. And sometimes we forget that there is something perhaps deeper going on here. You know, we get caught in the to-dos and the going and the doing and the doing and the doing and the doing. And we forget that there is something rich to be had if we can slow down a little bit and be really in the conversation that we're in with another person, that we can really be in the physical space that we're in, instead of sort of mentally checking out or reaching for our cell phones. We can breathe into where we are, and it's like breathing life into that space. So when I say the spiritual dimension of our life, I mean that which is deep, that which is sacred to you. And each of us has a different understanding of what that is for us. For some people, what is sacred to them could be, if they were thinking, oh, I want to tend to my spiritual life today. I want to connect with that which I consider to be sacred or divine. One person might go for a walk in the woods. Another person might call up their grandmother or their best friend and connect with them. Another person might go into their garden and tend to their plants. The list of things goes on, and it's not exactly what the thing is, but it's how we come to it, the level of presence that we bring to it. And what I always like to offer up, because I understand that within the Wild Woman Project, we have people all over the world coming from different cultures and backgrounds and circumstances. And the one way that I know to best come together in a spiritual context, in a meaningful way, is to do the work of moving from being centered in a mental space to really sort of taking the elevator down into the heart and seeing if we can center in the heart space. Honoring the intelligence of the mind, of course, but letting the intelligence of the mind really be in service to the deeper wisdom of the heart. So when we talk about, remembering what is spiritual, remembering what is sacred within our lives, the place that we can rest easy in is a loving space to connect to our hearts, to connect to a sense of love for one another, for ourselves, for the natural world, for the universe, for the gift of today, this precious day that we have. We forget that we don't have forever. We have whatever many number of days that we get to have. So if we can keep remembering to come into our heart, if we can keep remembering to slow down, if we can keep remembering to treat this moment with the tenderness that it deserves, we can have access directly in our bodies and our being to the spiritual dimension of our lives. So there's one Sufi poet who I love, Hafiz. And he wrote this poem: "One regret, dear world, that I am determined not to have when I'm lying on my deathbed is that I did not kiss you enough." So there's a way that we can be with our spirituality and with our heart as a way of really kissing the earth, kissing the world, kissing the moment, kissing this life. And when we do that, doorways open up into something of an experience where you almost feel like it's an altered state of consciousness. Because in a sense it is, the dominant perspective is a mind-centered perspective. That's like the dominant force in our culture. It's changing. The rise of love and the remembrance of unity is here too. So as we deepen the spiritual dimension of our life, and as we deepen the places we can go through our heart, we heal that kind of mentality which wants to point at separation. You're on this team, I'm on that team. And instead saying, you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my sibling, you're my family. We share this home on earth. And in that way, what is maybe a practice which is asking us to, be in the spiritual dimension of our own lives, it eventually leads us right into the world, into the universe, into our connectedness, into the whole. So as much as it's something that seems small and personal, it's actually vast and can touch and reach out to the collective in tenderness, in love, in care, in kindness. So that's our focus for this moon cycle, remembrance of that which is sacred or divine to you. So I encourage you to utilize your new moon time to deepen into this a bit. So we have Wild Woman Project circles happening all over the world by trained facilitators at new moon time. So you can find a link below this video to find a circle near you. In that space, you can expect a sacred space. You can expect meditation and sharing, an intention setting ritual, and, community. And if you, for whatever reason, maybe you don't have a circle near you yet, or you can't make your local circle, I always make your new moon retreat brand new every single cycle. And you will receive, if you'd like to download that, a meditation to take you really sort of into an experiential understanding of this theme and this topic, and a new moon magazine, which has instructions for setting up your own personal ritual, and it has quotes from human beings much wiser than I. It has astrological inspiration and lots of colorful practices for you to carry with you in the cycle ahead. So you have one of those two options. So I encourage you to utilize that. And hopefully each and every day of the moon cycle, we together as a community can be in this practice and this intention to each and every day find a little way to consciously connect to that which we consider to be sacred or divine. So I'm excited for this one. Before I let you go, I want you to know we have two really cool things coming up. Number one, we have spring circle leader training, which happens online. You can join from anywhere as long as you have a solid internet connection. So if the idea of holding space for other women, learning more about the moon cycles and wild woman spirituality, and creating rituals seems exciting to you, check out the link below this video. Our registration for that opens up really soon. And second, this summer in August, we have the annual Wild Woman Fest. This will be our 6th year. It's 4 days and 5 nights of circling and ritual and workshops and dance parties and chocolate and delicious food. And it happens on top of a mountain. It's glorious. So if that seems exciting to you, I hope you'll join us. Link below this video. Once again, registration for that will open up in April sometime. So look into that, and I'm really honored that you have taken the time to listen to this video and my thoughts on this. And if you take away anything from this new moon and this new moon time, is that you don't need anyone to teach you how to commune with the sacred, because that's what you're made of. So there's no wrong way to do it. Just see what happens.